making your offering compelling using promotional marketing. The vast majority of successful companies pay a lot of attention to their promotions. In fact, they have what they call promotional calendars, meaning, and a lot of you guys might be familiar with this, but essentially Black Friday is obviously the biggest promotion of the year, but you have many different occasions, New Year's, Christmas, all sorts of different scenarios. You have to have a promotional calendar. And so for companies that are into, for example, clothing, you have beginning of the season, end of the season, and you have like, you design promotions like, okay, winter is coming to an end. All the winter stuff are off 50%. Doesn't make sense to move the inventory. That's just one example. But essentially, what promotional calendars do is create reasons to compel. Again, remember, marketing is, in general, business is competitive. So you need to compel the customer, the visitor, to take action. And you cannot use the same promotion over and over again or for a long period of time because it burns out. A lot of you guys know this already, but some of you guys might be new. So I'm going to repeat some of these basic concepts. So you not only have to have a promotional calendar, but you have to constantly rotate your offer or change something about it. So you can't really have the same promotion running either the entire year or just stop and start the same promotion. You're essentially burning the promotion. Okay. So there are three really main ways that companies use to create a so there's promotional calendar, meaning an occasion, beginning and an end, starts on Tuesday, ends like for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, for example. You have one for Black Friday and you started on Monday before that. You say, from now until Black Friday, this. And then from Black Friday to Cyber Monday, you come up with a different promotion, and then, you understand what I'm saying. There are three mechanisms in general to create these promotions. The first one is the one that is the most used, which is essentially, here's a coupon, 20% off on your product. Okay. It's a very effective tool. Price cuts is obviously a very important tool. Everybody uses it, and you've seen it. I don't need to explain it, on yellow signs in Macy's or online with this coupon code, get da. So that is the most common. I'm not going to cover that too much today because, just by living, especially in America, you know what I'm talking about. Product refreshing is another tool. And by the way, you should use a combination of all three. I'm just not going to cover the first one that much because everybody knows about it. Product refreshing is another example. iPhone 15 comes up, then iPhone 16 comes up, and then iPhone 16s comes up. So you constantly refresh your product. Okay, that's a second promotional tool. And the third one that I'm going to focus on today, and it's the most underrated, yet in my opinion, the most effective. In fact, I prefer free bonuses and bundling to price cuts. People are blind to price cuts. They don't believe it that much. And it's just so overused that it is effective. But if I were to just stick with one modality of promotions, which you should, and you should use all different tools for the rest of my life, I would actually pick bundling and free bonuses. Okay. And it's not used as much as it should. And today I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it yourself. Like, what's the concepts, how to design it yourself if you're not using AI. That's the first thing. You need to understand how to do something before using the tool for it. And then I'll show you guys in action using our AI app in order to come up with effective free bonuses and bundles. Okay. Without AI. Let's do that without AI first. You need to first create a promotional calendar, meaning, okay, so from this time, from now until da. So promotional calendar is it's a concept that literally every big company uses. If you don't know what it is, I'm not going to cover it. Just Google it. Essentially, it means like, okay, we have take the calendar, year's calendar, divide it up and have promotional periods, beginning and end, name it something, and then decide what to put in that promotional calendar. Okay, so create a promotional calendar, then identify all dimensions of need that your customers may have. This I've covered in my previous presentation. This is something that people don't understand very well. If you want to be an advanced marketer, you need to be able to understand various, I call it dimensions of need. You can call it different things. Essentially, know this. A customer that walks to your store or comes to your website to purchase something, they come for different reasons and they're not the same. It's like there are probably hundreds of different reasons, but there's like 5, 6, 7 of them, okay, that are super important. And in my previous lecture, when I talked about benefit stacks actually does that already. So you put the description of the product or service without any promotional language. Remember, this field here is just business description, okay? And essentially what AI engine does in the background, it analyzes, okay, so for this product, a person that buys this particular product, these are the dimensions of needs. And then based on that, it says, okay, so your product satisfies this and that and that and that, and sort that based on how prevalent that particular dimension of need is. Okay, so that you need to do that for benefit stack if you're doing it manually. Anyways, if you're using our AI tool, it is already done in the benefit stack step. In fact, without running benefit stacks app first, free bonuses is not working. So it says run benefit stacks first, because free bonuses and FAQs rely on benefit stacks. So it dimensions of need. So once you run the business through benefit stacks, the system at that point understands your product and already has created dimensions of need. Okay. If you're not using our AI tool, you're doing it manually, still it's the same concept. So you list out different dimensions of need, why people are coming to your product, and then based on how prevalent that is, you address those. You identify, let's say, 20 of them manually, 10 of them manually, 5 of them manually. Even if you do like 5, you're still ahead of the marketer who's not even thinking that way. Okay, but identify as many as you can. So that's the next step. Identify all dimensions of need. It is a prerequisite to coming up with free bonuses. Otherwise, you're just throwing things in that are not congruent with your core offer. Therefore, your free bonus that you're giving out. Give you an example. Let's say I'm Google and I am rolling out like a new Pixel phone. And I'm deciding, okay, so what's a good bonus for this promotional period to give for free with everybody who purchases a Pixel phone, okay? And I say, okay, how about a free bicycle helmet, okay? Bicycle helmet is a terrible free bonus to go with a new smartphone, because nobody came to buy a smartphone because they're like, okay, I need to protect my head while I'm riding a bicycle. It's like incongruent. But a person that comes to buy a phone, they come in to use that phone in every environment while they're traveling and all that. And you need to come up with things, understand those needs, and come up with free bonuses that are congruent with those needs. As an example, a free case with your Pixel phone for a period of time, a free protection case for your phone, is a great free bonus. A bicycle helmet as a free bonus, earbuds, yes, somebody said earbuds. That's like those free bonuses. It needs to be congruent. So the first step is identify all dimensions of need. The second one is actually second step. First, promotional calendar. You have to have that. Almost all big companies do it. Identify, if you look at successful companies, they have people is especially retail companies and online e-commerce companies. I don't need to even tell you this. If you run an e-commerce store and you don't have a promotional calendar, I don't know what to tell you. Unless you're selling something that nobody has and it's a very unique product and you don't actually have to compete. It's possible, sometimes happens. But in real life, if you're running an e-commerce store, you have to have a promotional calendar. You have to know the customers that are coming to your site. What are the reasons, dimensions of needs that they're coming to your site to satisfy? Okay. And I've done a lot of e-commerce, so it's like in e-commerce and retail, it's like you have to have it. Then based on that, you can think of free bonuses that satisfy one of those dimensions of need. So your bonuses need to align with those dimensions of needs. Am I going at the right speed, guys? Does that make sense? I'm talking too fast because I have ground to cover, but does that make sense? Are you guys with me?
Maybe drop a 1 if you're tracking, or any questions. Yeah, someone's already doing the ones. Nice.
Okay, good. Okay. So then, okay, once you have brainstormed, again, this is manual way of doing it. Once you have brainstormed, this actually happens inside companies. So big companies like retail stores, they have a merchandising team and they come up with a promotional calendar. Then they think, okay, so now what can we do? They brainstorm ideas. Then they design the promotional offering. Okay, this is actually happens inside big companies. Pick free bonuses that are of high value to the customer, meaning the customer in that context has value for it. So if you offer something for free that nobody cares about, obviously that's not going to be an effective promotion. So it needs to be of high value to the end user. However, it needs to be low cost to fulfill. It's like you have to come up with something that is low cost to fulfill, because otherwise it'll eat into your gross margin. Okay. And if you don't know what gross margin is, I always say, Google is your best friend, or now ChatGPT is your best friend. Gross margin is essentially what you charge minus cost of goods sold. So that is your gross margin. So if you add things that are high cost to fulfillment, you're essentially squishing your gross margin. So you want to come up with things that are very valuable to the end user, but are low cost to manufacture, or if it's a service to provide for you. Again, for a phone case cover is very low cost to manufacture. So that you can think of that way. If phone costs let's say $700, the cost to make a case for it is probably $2, $3, maybe $1, depending on the quality of it. But it's like low cost to fulfill, high perceived value. Okay. So low cost to fulfill, high value to the customer. Then this is a matter of taste. Okay. So somewhere between 1 to 5 of those, stack it with your offer. Okay. So you can go with 1, it's fine. You can go with 10 if you want it. So you get this and that. If you watch infomercials, they give you 10. If you buy now, you get this and you get that and you get that and you get that and you get blah blah blah. We give you 2 free pillows and you get free cover. To me, that's maybe a little bit too much. So this is a matter of this is a matter of taste and what your offer is and the tonality of your brand and stuff. But 1 to 5 is probably the right number. Maybe the number is 3 for most online products. If it is e-commerce, maybe 1. Especially if it's a high-end product, 1 is good enough. Okay. And then once you come up with that, then be very careful about burnouts, right? So you have to constantly rotate the offer. So for example, if I say, okay, so I'm giving, so we are selling our phones and we're giving a free case with it. In the next promotion, don't use free phone case with the phone again immediately, because it becomes an expectation. Okay. After, if you continue, it's called burnout. But essentially what happens is that that free bonus that you're offering, it loses its effectiveness because your customer expects it. Does that make sense? So it's it won't work. So you can bring it back later with another promotional offer later in the calendar year or whatever, but don't just repeat. So you got to be in marketing, you need to be constantly refreshing. And again, like I said, marketing is warfare. Is if you're always using artillery, to pound a particular target. Sorry, I mean, some people don't like me using war analogies, but marketing is warfare. Well, so the enemy moves from that position. Okay, so you gotta be creative, and you have to do all these things, and you have to constantly do it. Does it change your style? Does that make sense? All right, now I'm gonna use our platform for it. Again, guys, when you're putting business description here, this is I started using MentorBox as an example, as a case study, because I launched it many years ago before AI, and I kind of know what works and what doesn't. And you guys can use your own case studies, and some of you guys actually do this with your own businesses and send us the results. It's very interesting to me to see what you guys do. I appreciate all of you guys who are sharing your results with me. But in this case, essentially, MentorBox, I just put a simple description. It's an online video streaming service for book videos. Authors shoot short videos of their books, teaching the main concepts of their books. Users can watch those videos instead of or in addition to reading the books cover to cover. Costs $7 a month, which is less than prices. Just like simple description. Okay. And I put everything at default and I ran it. And okay, I'm like brainstorm bonus ideas for me. It has brainstormed, I believe it's 10. Yeah, 10 ideas for me. You can star rate it, and we can do it actually together so that you guys get used to star rating and regenerating. That's an important tool. You got to give AI feedback, and the more feedback you give it, the more fine-tuned it becomes. This is fine-tuned to do all the things that I already mentioned. So what it does, before I actually dive into details. So I've run benefit stacks for this already. It wouldn't allow me to run free bonuses, but run benefit stacks first. Once you run benefit stack, as part of running that app, it have already dimensionalized all the customers, and we can click there and see that too. It has dimensionalized all the needs, rank ordered it, and then I go to free bonuses, and then it gives me the ability to create free bonuses, brainstorm free bonuses. And then based on those bonuses, it is looking for things that are of high value to the customer, but low cost to fulfill. Okay. And it suggests 10 every time you generate, rank orders it based on what AI thinks is the most effective. Now, you know your product better than AI until you train the AI, then probably AI knows your product better than you. But at the beginning, you need to apply some judgment. And this is the first generation. Actually, the first one is really good. I looked at it. It's exclusive ebook, 10 life-changing books summarized. Okay. So this is the title. So it's essentially, imagine a bullet point, and I'm going to talk about how to present it on a landing page on a different time. But a lot of you guys already understand the concept. So it essentially says, okay, so offers a head start. This is the reason. Offers a head start on learning, highly valued by busy readers. Okay. So you have a person that is like, okay, so I like a busy professional is targeting for MentorBox. You're like, okay, I need to learn what books to read. Okay. So free bonus number one, we give you a free book that has a summary of top 10 life-changing books in one ebook. Okay, so you get one. It's actually a pretty good one. I didn't think of it when I was running MentorBox. Okay, this is a really good free bonus. It's a free ebook. Ebooks cost nothing. You write it once, and we already have the summaries of the books inside MentorBox for a lot of books. So you pick 10 that are the best selling, and the ones that are, you combine them into one ebook, and it's actually pretty good. I'm impressed by our, again, this app is fine-tuned to do exactly all the things that I mentioned, and we are going to rate this one. Let me move my video.
That's a pretty insane idea. That's
a really good. Yeah, and it's like try number one. I didn't even do it, so I'm going to give this one 5 stars. Remember, guys, rated and then regenerate. Okay. So we give this one 5. Monthly webinars with thought leaders. Again, low cost to fulfill on large number of people. It's a seminar, can be an online seminar. Live interactions increase perceived value and commitment to continuous learning. It tells you why this is a good idea, essentially. I think this is a really good one too. I'm going to give this one 5-star too. Weekly personal growth challenges. I actually didn't think of this at MentorBox. We did it once, but it wasn't like a weekly thing that we say, okay, so now what are like accountability? Okay, so let's give one a 4. Author interviews behind the scenes. Okay, we thought of this one. So this is a really good offer. You can add. I'm going to give it a 4 or 5. I would say 4. Printable book summary workbooks, which is funny because we added it in MentorBox, and we already did. It's actually was part of it. I'm just using this as a case study because, again, I have I know what has worked and what hasn't worked. This is a really good idea. In fact, we did it. So before AI. Priority support from MentorBox team, good. I want to say 3. Members only discount on future courses. This is actually an effective one. Okay, so you say, okay, so everything that I come up with, I just personally don't like give advanced discount for future things. It's just personal preference. So I'm going to give you a 2. It's effective, but I don't like it as much. Personally, every marketer has their own styles based on their life experiences and things like that. Curated reading list tailored to your goal. A little hard to fulfill, so I'm going to give it a 2 or a 1. Networking forum access, connect with peers, which we actually had. A lot of people do this. But it's essentially a little bit overdone. So it's a really good one. People want it. So 3, yearly MentorBox membership giveaway entry. Giveaways are, by the way, is like a very is counterintuitive, but giveaways are a huge marketing tool. And this is a very exciting one, but I'm going to give you like a 5, maybe 4. Okay, some people don't like it. I like it a lot. So that's essentially my rating, right? So what I would do next is that I'm going to go create more free bonuses based on my feedback, generates 10 more. Okay. Before I do that, so if I were to actually create a bundle, okay, to add to my core offering to a particular, according to a promotional calendar, let's say New Year resolution one, right? So we say start a New Year resolution, starts December 10th, runs all the way to January 1st, okay? And I would bundle, you want to probably pick 3. I would pick 1, 2, and either 4, like literally one of these. I don't know which one, but I would pick 3, okay? And then now I have more ideas that I save somewhere for future promotions, but I will probably pick 1, 2, and probably this one. You are essentially training AI to give you more examples like that one. Okay, that's what it is. So in this context, you say, okay, I like this free bonus. I gave it a 5, and there's some that I gave a 2. In the next iteration, which I'm going to do now, it takes about 3 minutes. It's going to give me more things along this line and fewer things along this line. That's essentially what it is. When you go to new business descriptions and therefore new marketing ideas, whether all the info is saved or is it removed? So this is an important question. Vic asked it. So we provided a reset button to you guys. Okay, this reset button. So the information that you collected, I mean, that was generated for you, it is saved. Okay, but in the current version, you don't have a way of retrieving it. So once you reset, for you, it's gone. It's in our database. However, we will, and it's saved to your account. So in the future, we will give you a way to go back. Okay, but that's not currently in the UI. So it's like I said, you guys are alpha users, you're coming in early days, and we are fine tuning these apps to give you guys maximum performance. There are things that we're still building, that it is essentially, we will give you a way to go retrieve it. If you have a new, yes, you can use Google Sheets, stuff like that. If you reset it, for you, it is reset. In the future, we will give you guys a way to actually go back and retrieve these. In fact, in free bonuses, a generator second set, you have this button here that copy all, copies everything. You can save it for now. And then if you're a marketing agency, if you have one product that you're marketing, you don't need to reset. It's essentially the same thing. Okay. If you are a marketing agency, you're rotating between products. So you have to reset it between, for when you switch context from like MentorBox to another product, an e-commerce product or whatever, you need to reset it, right? The data is not lost, but you don't have a way currently in the UI to retrieve it. My team is working on it.